This video is brought to you by Keybar. It's getting cold out there, weavers, and what better way to stay warm than with a blanket? And in case you may need a way to transport it for camping or outdoor use, let's make a Paracord blanket roll strap. What's great about this design is that it can accommodate different blanket sizes as it is adjustable, which can also help in cinching down the straps around the blanket. I mean, you could even use it to carry a giant Tootsie Roll. But well, that would just be kind of ridiculous. So that being said, let's get right into it. In terms of materials, these are the lengths I'll be using. You can use a single color as well if you want, of course. I've also got a couple of these plastic side release buckles as well as a couple of these spring-loaded cord locks. To start off, I'm going to take 2 of my 10-foot sections and I'm going to pass both ends through the cord lock. Next, we're going to tie a diamond knot. If you can't be bothered to tie a diamond knot, you can tie a simple overhand knot and be less fancy about it, and move on to the next section. However, to tie the diamond knot, we're going to make an underhand loop with the right strand and lay it over the left strand. Then take the left strand around to the right and under the opposite strand. Then go under its own standing end that's underneath the loop, forming a carex bend. Then take the right strand counterclockwise past the opposite standing end and then go through the opening in the middle. Do the same with the opposite strand, going counterclockwise and past the opposite standing end and then through the opening in the middle. Gather the running ends and then cinch up the diamond knot. Firm up the knot, and you can also work the slack out so that the knot's placement is towards the end of the standing end. Before we go any further, here's a quick word from this video's sponsor, Keybar. Keybar is a US-made key organizer that can take the chaos of your keys from this to this. Using the Keybar takes the hassle out of finding the right key, and most importantly, it stops the noise. Keybars are made from high-quality materials like titanium, micarta, and aluminum. And they can be tailored to your specific needs, and overall, it just makes using your keys a whole lot easier, hassle-free, and actually pretty cool. So I did a review on this very one you're looking at, and it has been working out exceedingly well for me. So if you want to stop the noise and bring some order to your keys, check out keybar.us and use discount code KBARMY to get 10% off your order. Thanks, Keybar. Now I'm going to get a rough measurement of the circumference of my rolled up blanket, and it's about 19 inches. Next, we're going to work from the running ends, so the opposite side of the diamond knot and cord lock, and I'm going to measure out about 20 inches. From there, we're going to take one end of our buckle, and I'm going to pass the right strand through the front of the buckle and bring the running end to the left of the standing end. And then bring that end over the standing, and then go through the back of the buckle to the front and then under the loop you just created, forming our first cow hitch. With the left strand, we're going to do the same but mirrored. Pass the strand through the front of the buckle, bring the running end to the right, over the standing end to the left. Through the back of the buckle to the front, and under the loop to form the second cow hitch. Firm up the hitches and ensure that you have equal amounts of cord on each side. From here, we start tying cobra knots. I'm going to start with the right cord going over the core strands and then under the left. The left strand goes behind the core strands and then out the crook on the right. Pull tight and cinch it up. The lead strand is now on the left. Pass it over the core and under the right. And the right goes behind the core and out the crook on the left. And then cinch it closed. So always keep the lead strand on the front. Continue weaving down your core strands, and I'm just going to weave about 16 inches or so. When done, you want the strap to come up just a couple inches shy of the other side of the buckle. At the bottom, I'm going to do the clean finish. On the back of the bracelet, I'm going to pass the now left side cord that finishes on the show side under the last cobra knot, so it ends up right next to the opposite cord. Pull the cords tight and we can now clip off the excess with some scissors, melt with a lighter, and press down on the melted ends. From here, with the other side of the buckle, I'm going to now take my shorter gray piece of cord and form a cow hitch on the right side first, like we did before. After that, this time we're going to take the left strand, pass it through the back of the buckle and under the standing end and pull that tight. Do that one more time, going under the standing end loop to form the second cow hitch. Make sure your cords are even on both sides. Attach the gray corded side to the other side of the buckle and pass the two gray running ends in between the two burgundy strands. Split the strands to their respective sides, and from here we're going to start tying cobra knots going back towards the buckle. The gray section is going to be a couple of inches long. So remember, this strap is adjustable, so our measurements don't have to be exactly precise. You can adjust them on the fly. So weave your way to the second buckle and do the clean finish like before, or just clip and melt the strands where they are. It's totally up to you. This is the first strap we made, and as you can guess, we're going to make a second one just like the first. After you've made your second strap, wrap both of these around your rolled up blanket, and I've got mine now spaced about 1 foot apart. With another length of burgundy, I'm going to count 8 knots up from the buckle on the right strap, and use a lacing needle to pass both running ends through 2 of the cobra knot loops on the left so that both ends are going towards the left. At the same point on the left strap, I'm going to pass the running ends through the 2 cobra knot loops on the inside of this strap. And note that I'm passing the cord through the loops on the back of the strap. Pull your cords through and rotate the entire thing. And now we're going to tie cobra knots down these cords to form our handle. Do this all the way to the other side and snip and melt the excess cords. Lastly, and optionally, with a green piece of cord, I'm going to tie a king cobra knot section over the middle of the strap to make it a bit easier to grab and more comfortable to hold. So this is optional, but I would suggest it for sure. And simply tie the cobra knots over the existing cobra knot, and the strands going across will sort of naturally fall in between the previous cobra knots. So when that's done, just snip and melt and we are finally finished. Now I really want to thank you if you stuck along with me on this longer project, or if you just scrubbed through the video to check out the process. That's really cool too. So I hope you all found this paracord blanket roll useful, and if this video gets enough interest, perhaps we can make a nice shoulder strap for it as well to really complete the package. So a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters who make videos like this possible, and also a huge thank you to this video's sponsor. So I hope you all found this useful and informative. If you enjoyed the content here, please feel free to check out what I have to offer on the rest of my channel.